we are starting new topic, that is about contusion and laceration. In last lecture, you have learned about the definition of injury in detail about the abrasion. So again, I will repeat the definition of the injury. The injury is defined according to the section 44 IPC that any harm whatsoever illegally caused to person, body, mind, reputation and property. So this slide is the repetition of a previous lecture, that is definition about the injury. Clinically, it is only disruption or breach in continuity of the skin. While according to the legal definition, it is defined under section 44 IPC that injury is any harm whatsoever illegally caused to person, body, mind, reputation and property. So you should always remember the definition of the injury. After that, in last lecture, we have seen the classification of the injury. Broadly, it is classified according to the causative agent. Second, according to its manner. Third, according to related to death and according to the severity. Again, according to the causative agent, it is subclassified as mechanical injury. In that comes abrasion, contusion, laceration, incise wound, stab wound, firearm wound, fracture. These are the different types of mechanical injury. Again, according to the causative agent, subclassified as thermal injuries. So cold are the frostbite, trench foot, while about the heat are the scald and that of the burn. Then according to the chemical, corrosive and the irritants. Miscellaneous injury like lightning injury, electricity injury, radiation injury. So these comes under the classification under the causative agent. Second broad classification according to the manner of the injury, like a suicidal, homicidal, accidental, fabricated, defensive. Then related to that are the antemortem injury, postmortem, and according to the severity are the simple and the grievous. So the full question come in a university examination or other your examination that about the injury. About the injury. So the injury is defined as according to the 44 IPC, any harm whatsoever illegally caused to person, body, mind, reputation and property. And classification of the injury already enumerated that according to the causative agent. Important thing you remember about the mechanical injury. Mechanical injuries are again classified, subclassified as abrasion, contusion, laceration, inside wound, stab wound, firearm wounds. Understood? So the full question comes, define the injury, classify the injury and write in detail about abrasion or contusion. So we have already learned about in detail about the abrasion. Abrasion are the superficial type of the injury and limited only up to the epidermis. It does not involve the dermis. And what are the types of abrasion? Are the straight, are the scratches, then graze abrasion, imprint abrasion, pattern abrasion, and its medico-legal importance. So this is all about what we have learned in a last lecture. So today we'll start again the definition. Again, I'm repeating definition. According to the 44 IPC, injury is defined as any harm whatsoever illegally caused. Illegal word is very important to person, body, mind, reputation, and property. So today we will learn about in detail about the two injury, that is the contusion. So what is the wound? Wound is medically include any lesion, external or internal, caused by violence and with or without breach of continuity of the tissue. So that is the wound. Then about the definition in detail, we will learn about the contusion. What is contusion? Contusion is an infiltration or extravasation of blood into the tissues due to rupture of vessel by the application of blunt force. So what is the contusion? Contusion, in contusion, there is extravasation of the blood. Why? Because there is rupture of capillaries. Why rupture of the capillaries occur? Due to the application of hand and blunt object or the weapon. So you divide this definition of the injury into three parts. That is, it is the rupture. Where rupture occurs? In a subcutaneous tissue. Why? Because rupture of the capillary. Why rupture of the capillary? Due to impact of the hard and blunt object. So that is known as contusion or bruise. So contusion is an infiltration or extravagation of the blood. Infiltration or extravagation of the blood. Why? Due to rupture of capillaries. Why rupture of capillaries occur? Due to the application of blunt force. Is it clear? Definition of the contusion. Second, why example of the weapon are the stick, stone or fist. And it is subcutaneous and without discontinuity of the skin. Is it clear? So, contusion is an infiltration or extravasation of blood due to rupture of capillary due to application of blunt force. Example of weapon or blunt force is stick, stone or fist, and it is always subcutaneous without discontinuity of the skin. Features of the contusion. It varies in size. So if it is small, it gives the congestion, or if it is in large, it gives the hematoma. Superficial contusions are slightly raised over the skin. May not be present at the site of the impact. So that is known as an ectopic contusion. Why ectopic contusion occur? I will explain later. But time being, remember that contusion can occur the site other than where the force is applied, and that when it appears in other site, it is known as an ectopic contusion. Short note comes in a university or your term and examination about the ectopic contusion. I will explain afterwards. But time being, remember that it may present on that site or it may not present on the site of the impact. Superficial contusion appears soon with a red color, while deeper contusion, it takes a time, so it appears late. Usually, it is applicable for the internal organs. Contusion or bony prominence are less visible internally because there is the tough skin. Is it clear? These are the features that it varies according to the size, according to the application of the force. If force is more, the contusion are more. Quality of force. If it is directly hit on the skin, then it gives more severe. But if that part of the skin is covered by the clothes or rug, the severity of the contusion is less. It does not present, or it may or may not present on that side. Superficial contusion appears as soon as, and it has the red in color. And deeper contusion appears late. And contusion or bone prominence are less visible externally. Factors modifying the contusion. These are the very important. Two factors I already explained. Quantity of force, increase in the quantity, increase in the severity of the contusion. In quality of the force, if it is directly on the skin, the severity of the contusion is more. If that part is covered by the rug or other thing or the cloth, the severity of the contusion is less. Site of injury. Greater force is required on back or trunk because the skin over that area is the tough. So it requires more force. While it is more appears more prominently on the face or other because the skin over the face or other part neck is the delicate, so the contusion appears as early as possible. So it depends upon the toughness. While the toughness of the skin is more in back or trunk, so the more force is required. Vascularity, same. Vascularity on face is more, so the contusion appears more prominently on the face. Age. Infants and old person, contusion is prominent as compared to the adult because their skin is tough as compared to the infant and the old person. Sex, because female skin is delicate as compared to the male, so the contusion in a female appear more prominent. Color of the skin. It is also obvious that in a fair-skinned people, the contusion appears more prominent, while that of a dark-skinned people. Nature of the disease. If the person is suffering from any hemolytic diseases like purpura, hemophilia, leukemia, here the capillary bleed profusely, so the contusion appears more prominently in case of the person is suffering from these diseases. And here, the ectopic contusion. Ectopic contusion is the contusion, it appears other than the site of the impact. For example, if the force applied is on a forehead, but you know the skin is tough, so the actually the force is on a forehead, but that blood does not get accumulated here on that side because that skin is tough and there is less space there. So whatever the blood, it gets accumulated over the eyelid and it gives the black eye. So that contusion is known as a black eye. Why? Because whatever the blood gets accumulated on a not on the site of the impact, but it gets accumulated over the eyelid. But actually, the application of the force is not on the eye. Application of force is either on scalp or on the forehead. But the forehead skin is tough and there is no loose connective tissue there to get accumulated blood there. So the blood gravitates due to the gravity, and there is the skin over the eyelid or the not so tough, and there is the loose connective tissue. So the blood gets accumulated due to gravity as well as the skin texture over the eyelid. So it gives the black eye, and that is the short note that what is ectopic contusion. Same thing applied to the calf. Calf skin is the tough, so the blood doesn't get accumulated, and all that blood due to the gravity it gets accumulated over the ankle. So these are the two sides where the ectopic contusion occurs. Where first the actually impact is on forehead, but blood gets accumulated on the eyelids and it gives the black eye. Same thing on the calf. Calf where the skin is tough, blood does not get accumulated at the calf, but it is due to the gravity, it gets accumulated on ankle. So that is known as the ectopic bruise. Have you understood the concept of the ectopic bruise? So the viva question comes as well as short note comes on an ectopic bruise. So the factors affecting the contusion is the site of injury, vascularity of that part of the face, age, that is it is more in infants and old age while less in adult because tough skin, sex, females more prominent because of the delicate skin, color of the skin, fair skin people, contusion appears more prominent. It is obvious if the person is suffering from other diseases like leukemia, hemophilia, purpura, the contusion is more. And also ectopic contusion I already explained, due to tough skin there is no contusion at the site of impact, but the contusion appears due to the gravity where the tissue is loose and the skin is delicate like eyelids and that of the ankle. That is known as a ectopic contusion. Color changes in the contusion. This is again due time since injury. So whenever it is fresh, it is red in color. And color changes appear due to the disintegration and hemolysis of the red blood cell. You have already learned the degradation of the red blood cell in physiology. Various pigments. So various pigments give the color. So fresh, red in color due to oxyhemoglobin. After few hours, up to 3 days, it is bluish in color. So I have already told in Marathi, it is known as Mukkamar Basne or Kala Nila Hone. Why this Kala Nila Hone? That it is due to the color changes due to the disintegration or hemolysis of the red blood cell and due to the cycle of the hemoglobin, it gets converted into the bilirubin. So fresh, it is red in color. After few hours, up to 3 days, it becomes blue color due to deoxyhemoglobin. 4 to 5 days, it is dark brown color due to hemosiderin. Then into 5 to 7 days, it is green in color due to hematoidin, and after 7 days, it becomes yellow color due to bilirubin. Normal color of the cell within 2 weeks or 15 to 20 days, and pigments are removed by the phagocytosis. So remember, again short note comes, and it is important while you are giving the report of an injury. So there is one column, time since injury. So how you are going to calculate time since injury? Depend upon this. We have learned in abrasion, depend upon the scab, red scab, brown scab, black scab, vein scab clause. From that you are going to derive time since injury of abrasion. Now we are dealing with the contusion. How time since injury from the contusion is derived? It is due to the color changes contusion. Why color changes occur? Color changes occur due to the disintegration or hemolysis of the red blood cell. Why? First, fresh in color due to oxyhemoglobin. Few hours to 3 days, it is blue in color due to deoxyhemoglobin. 4 to 5 days, dark brown in color due to hemosiderin. 5 to 7 days, green in color due to hematoidin. After 7 days, it is yellow in color due to bilirubin. Normal color comes after 15 to 20 days, and all these disintegrate pigments are removed by the phagocytosis. Have understood? Can I proceed? So these are the some images of the contusion. So it is red in color. So it is fresh. Same thing. Contusion on the thigh. It is ectopic bruise. So you can see the eyelid. There is the blood accumulation over the eyelid. It is known as ectopic bruise. Age of the contusion due to color changes or with histologically seeing different pigments, you can give the age of the contusion. Healing depends upon the size and situation, age and physique of that person, and presence and absence of the disease. So these are the factors from the age. Color changes we have already known. Red, fresh. Few hours to 3 days, blue in color. 4 to 5 days, dark brown in color. 5 to 7 days, green in color. 7 days, yellow in color. Normal skin color, 15 to 20 days. Histologically, depend upon the pigment. You can derive age of the contusion. Healing process depend upon size, age and physique of the person, and presence and absence of the disease. Antemortem contusion, sharp and well-defined margins, swelling of the tissues and discoloration we have seen. So there is swelling in antemortem, discoloration, and sharp and well-defined. Extravasation of the blood into screens and the subcut. Doubtful cases, you can do microscopic exam. So these are the features of the antemortem contusion. Postmortem contusion can be produced within 1 to 2 hours after death. If the body is decomposed, it is difficult to differentiate between antemortem and the postmortem contusion. So how to differentiate between the antemortem? These are the things, that is sharp and well-defined margin, swelling of the tissue, discoloration of the skin, which is obviously not present in postmortem, extravasation of the blood only up to few hours after the death it can occur, and doubtful cases, microscopic examination. In a live, there will be different pigments are seen, while in a dead, there is no disintegration, no other pigments are seen. So with this, we can easily differentiate between antemortem contusion and postmortem contusion. Self-inflicted contusion, that toxicology is going on. There is one semicarpus anacardium, or known as BIBA. If that is applied on the skin, it gives the color to the skin and it appears like a contusion. But as a forensic expert, as a medical scientific expert, you should able to differentiate between true bruise and false bruise. I will tell the difference. This is the difference. So in artificial bruise, chemical is used. Which chemical? Or the usually plant, and that is known as semicarpus anacardium. It is vegetable irritant. Actually, it is taken in a toxicology lecture. And this is in Marathi, it is known as BIBA. If it is applied on the skin, it gives the artificial bruise. While true bruise occurs due to trauma, situation, artificial bruise when the person apply on accessible part. Only on that part it is present. While the true bruise can be present because other persons is applying any part of the body. Appearance, there are blisters are seen small on artificial bruise, but there is no blister in true bruise. Color changes are present in true bruise, while in artificial bruise, no color changes. Ecchymosis is absent in artificial bruise, while there is extravasation of the blood due to rupture of the capillaries occur in a true bruise. Content is the acrid serum, while that is true bruise that is absent. Itching is present on a false bruise, while itching is absent in a true bruise. And on a chemical analysis, the chemical is present while negative for the true bruise. So these are the differentiating point between the true bruise and the artificial bruise. With this point, with this knowledge, you can easily differentiate between the artificial bruise and the true bruise. Again, cause chemical, here cause is trauma, situation, artificial may present mainly on accessible part, while true bruise anywhere. Blisters are present in artificial bruise, while it is absent in true bruise. Color changes are absent in artificial bruise, while present in true bruise. Ecchymosis is absent in artificial bruise, while true bruise it is present. Content acrid serum in artificial bruise, absent in true bruise. Itching is present in artificial bruise, true bruise it is absent. And analysis, chemical is present in artificial while it is absent in a true bruise. These are the difference between the artificial bruise and the true bruise. So with this your theoretical and scientific knowledge, you can easily differentiate between the artificial bruise and true bruise. Another confusing point between bruise, you have already learned in a first term examination, our first term that is about the date. One of the date change is the postmortem lividity, and postmortem lividity gives color as reddish or bluish. So how you are going to differentiate? Is it bruise or is it the postmortem lividity? And these are the differentiating point between how to differentiate between bruise, postmortem hypostasis or postmortem lividity. Swelling is present in bruise, while in postmortem lividity it is absent. Abrasion is present in in a bruise, while in a postmortem lividity it is absent. Color changes are present in a bruise, while postmortem it is present. And important point that hypostasis is present on a dependent parts only, while bruise can be present anywhere on the body. And if you are still in confusion, you are not able to differentiate, is it bruise or is it hypostasis? One important examination point, but it is you can do on a only on a dead patient. How to differentiate between the bruise and hypostasis? That you have to take incision. If you take an incision on a body and you reflect the skin, then you can see the blood under subcutaneous tissue. Because why? The definition of the bruise is what? It is the extravasation of the blood. Why? Due to rupture of capillaries. Why rupture of capillaries? Due to application of hardened blood force. So when you take incision on the skin and reflect the skin, you see the blood in a subcutaneous tissue. In where? In bruise. But when you take an incision on a postmortem lividity or hypostasis, you reflect the skin, there is nothing, no blood, only the white glistening subcutaneous tissue you can see. So you can easily differentiate, is it bruise or is it the postmortem hypostasis? Understood? So this is the very easiest method, differentiating point between the bruise and the hypostasis. Even if you are in a confusion, you have to do this small test. Take the incision, blood is present under in a subcutaneous tissue, it is 100% bruise. But if it is the only no blood is present and glistening white skin is present, then it is hypostasis. Have understood? Then what is the medico-legal importance? So homicidal contusion, shape and size of the contusion indicate the weapon used. Accidental contusion, their position, arrangement, circumstances give clue about the accidental contusion. Then medico-legal aspect, that you have to differentiate. Usually contusion are accidental. Homicidal contusion are also present. But when it is homicidal, it is present all over the body. An accidental contusion can occur in an accident or other things. So from that contusion, you may know identification of the object. There are some contusion. I already told that in abrasion, if you give this one punishment, I already told teachers are usually used to give the punishment with a rod, and if the rod is on palm or other, it gives two parallel lines. If the force is more, then there is the bleeding underneath the skin, and that is, instead of calling that pattern abrasion, now it is called as a pattern contusion. Two parallel lines are there, and there is the tenderness is there. Tenderness is more severe as compared to the abrasion. So in a contusion, there is no discontinuation of the skin. Skin is continuous. So there is, you can have idea about the object. Same thing, cycle chain. If the force is less, it gives the pattern abrasion. If the force is more, there is bleeding underneath the skin, the cycle chain will give the contusion. So identification of the object can be possible with the contusion. Degree of the violence. If I already told, if the degree of the violence is more, then it gives the severe type of the contusion. Cause of injury, time of injury. Time of injury I already explained. Fresh red, few hours to 3 days, blue color. 4 to 5 days, dark brown color. 5 to 7 days, green color. 7 to 10 days, yellow color. 15 days, normal color. So from the color changes, but these color changes are more prominent in Western countries because their skin is fair. In our countries, if the person is fair, then you can easily see. Otherwise, it's very difficult to see the different color changes. Then in a day, you can do histology, but in a live patient, you cannot do that. Then you have to differentiate between true contusion and false contusion. I have already explained that there is the margins are diffuse in true, clear cut in the false, there is itching in false, absent in true, there are the blisters in false, absent in true contusion, swelling is present in the true, absent in the false. So with this, you can easily differentiate, is it true contusion or false. Second medical legal importance is that you have to differentiate either it is in a dead patient, it is postmortem lividity, or it is it contusion. How? Swelling present, absent in dead. Then the important thing, color changes present in the antemortem while it is absent in a postmortem lividity. And the important thing, if still you are in a confusion, you take a incision. If there is underneath skin, there is subcutaneous tissue. If blood is present, then it is the contusion. And if it is subcutaneous tissue and only white glistening, that is postmortem lividity. Is it clear? Now, I'm going to start about the laceration, but I think that time is less. I am not able to cover about the laceration. I will revise the contusion only. Okay, there are 10 minutes time. I will also cover this laceration. So laceration, these are the wounds caused by the blunt force resulting torn of the skin and underlying tissue with a minimal bleeding. So it is the wound or injury caused by the blunt force resulting torn of the skin and underlying tissue with a minimal bleeding. Why minimal bleeding? Because the force is usually tangential. It is not perpendicular. We'll see in an incise wound and stab wound. So there is no more rupture of the vessels. So the injury look grievous, the severe, but as compared to the severity of the injury, bleeding is less. Why in laceration bleeding is less? Because force is tangential. Due to tangential force, the vessel does not get cut through and through. So there is no cut of the through and through, less bleeding. And it is torn. It is not clean cut. So that is the differentiating point inside wound and the stab wound. Sorry, in the laceration. And in Marathi, it is the wakde tikde phatne is the laceration. And it is due to the hard and blood. Now the injuries we have seen, abrasion and contusion. It has only two dimensions. What are two dimensions? These are the length and the breadth. While now we are seeing the injury like a laceration, incise wound, stab wound, firearm, it has three dimensions. Depth is also there. So remember, and many times in Viva, you make a mistake. Examiner asks, enumerate the injury having the two dimensions. These are the abrasion and contusion. They don't have the depth. So only the breadth and the width is present in abrasion and contusion. While laceration, incise wound, stab wound, firearm wound, there are three dimensions, that is length, breadth and depth. What are the features? Edges are ragged and irregular and contused, and this is the most differentiating point between the incise wound. Why in an incise wound it is clean cut, not irregular. It is ragged and irregular and contused. There is no contusion in this. Many times it is known as called as a CLW, and the medical practitioner are very fond of to write this word. What is CLW? And they don't know when asked in a code what is the long form of CLW. Long form of a CLW is contused lacerated wound. So there is the contusion is always present in case of the lacerated. Margins are abraded, irregular. Deep tissues are crushed. Then hair bulbs are also crushed. Less bleeding, I have already explained, because due to the application of tangential and foreign material. It is again the peculiar point to differentiating between the incise wound and that of the lacerated wound. Here the foreign material. Usually these occur on the road accident. So there is mud particle, dust particle, other foreign material is present in case of the lacerated wound. So these are very important differentiating point between the lacerated wound. It gets many times confused with the incise wound. So if the margins are ragged, irregular, contused, it's the lacerated wound. Margins are abraded, deep tissues are crushed, hair bulbs are crushed, less bleeding, and there are foreign substances, materials are present, then it is the lacerated wound. Shape is irregular. Size may or may not correspond to the weapon. Again, margins, I already explained, these are irregular while clean cut in case of the incise wound. Floor, tags of the tissue and foreign material is present. Damage to the tissue, gross and extensive. But if the damage is more, but as compared to the damage, the bleeding is less. Why? Because the vessel does not get cut through and through. So the bleeding is less because of the less crushing of the vessels and because application of the tangential force. Foreign substances, dust, mud, gravel is present. Healing process, it gives the ugly scar. Scar due to the damage of the, and it gives the ugly scar because the wound is the irregular one. Types of the laceration, split laceration. It is usually present on the tough skin like on a scalp or on a shin, because where split laceration, where the it is present on a, when the skin is underneath or the bony prominence. So on a scalp, like after the scalp, there is the bone. Like in a shin, after that skin, the bone is present. So when there is hard and blunt impact, it gives the split laceration. The another name of a split laceration is the incise looking laceration. So there is a confusion between the incise looking laceration and that of, or another name is split laceration with that of proper incise wound. Then I have already told that the margins are irregular, dust is present. Then with the hand lens, you can see the margins, and if these are irregular, then all these things are present. That floor, dust particle is present, then contusion is present, then it is that of the split laceration. While in incise wound, it is clean cut. So that is split laceration. it stimulates the incisor due to the perpendicular yield. When there is a perpendicular impact and it is present on a bone scalp, face, hand, and the lower limb. So that is, and it is usually gets confused with the incisor. And another name is incise looking laceration, stretch laceration due to the overstretching of the skin produced stretch due to blunt tangential impact when strikes over the windscreen of the vehicle and due to sudden deformity of the bone or cut. That is known as stretch. So the name indicates there is a stretching. Then avulsion. Avulsion is the small part of the skin is present. Avulsion laceration is usually present in a railway accident or in a other road accident. So the part of the skin is totally small. The like a bone or hand is already only small part of the skin is in continuous with the body. That is the avulsion wound. And tear laceration due to the friction with the irregular pointed object. You fall on an irregular pointed object, it gives the tear laceration. That is the friction with irregular or pointed weapon and object surface of the deeper at the string point and the less at the end point. So that is the, so what are the four? These are the four, that is the first is the split laceration, second is the stretch laceration, another name of split laceration inside loop, stretching of the skin, then there is the avulsion, only the usually in a road railway accident and or road traffic, small part of the skin is contained, that is avulsion wound. Then a tear laceration is the on a pointed object of the this. Now and there is cut laceration. Cut laceration is occur due to not so sharp weapon. So this is the like axe, but axe is not so sharp. Then in that case, cut laceration occurs. Margins are not clean cut, irregular, and abrasion and contusions are present. So you can differentiate between them. These are the tear laceration. So or the eyelid. You can see avulsion laceration. You can, this is on the face, it is the split laceration or inside looking like. So with hand lens, if it is irregular contusion, that is split laceration. Same thing about the split or inside. With this naked eye, you can see that it look like of an inside wound. But with a careful examination, it gives that it is that of the, it is split laceration or inside looking laceration. Same thing, stretch laceration. It is the laceration over the liver. So these are the about the medical legal importance. Homicidal occurs in any part of the body produced by blows with hard and blunt weapon. Suicidal are very rare. Accidental, I already told, road traffic accident or railway accident or fall from the height on a pointed end of the object, that is it cause which laceration? That are the tear laceration. Foreign bodies or murder, it gives you the reference at the time or the scene of a crime. That is all about the laceration. So again, 1 minute is remaining. These are the example. So the cut laceration, it is not due to the sharp weapon. It is due to the not so sharp heavy weapon like axe. And how to differentiate? By the margins, irregular and contusion is present in cut laceration. Second, tear laceration. So pointed end, fall on pointed, it gives tear laceration. Then avulsion, a road traffic or railway accident. And usually that part of the body, that is the hand, foot, it is usually separated from the body. Only small part is remain in continuous. That is the avulsion. Then stretch laceration.